Hey everyone, we're back with GM Moto's 790 Duke. This time we are here to fit the MOTO Pro Works graphics kit to it. Now, MOTO Pro Works are a brilliant company. They are licensed by KTM to make graphics kits for their bikes, so they are all designed to fit perfectly to the bikes and use official logos, official fonts and everything, so they look 100% as if they come out of the factory with it on. Now, this is the first time we're personally applying a MOTO Pro Works kit to a 790 Duke or to any KTM, but we have had customers bring them in with them in the past. The application is nice and quick and easy. The quality of the graphic is ridiculous. It's really high quality graphics. They are customizable, various different finishes, very different effects you can apply to them as well, so you can really personalize your bike. Now, this episode is sponsored by MOTO Pro Works. You'll find a link in the description below, and if you use the code GMMOTO15, you'll get 15% off when you order your kit from MOTO Pro Works. Right, let's get on with it. We'll remove the old graphics just to make life a little bit easier. I fitted a couple of genuine KTM sticker kits to bikes before, which aren't as in-depth as this, in all fairness, but we found it is always easy to remove the old graphics if you can, as opposed to trying to cover them. So I'll just warm them up a bit just to make it a bit easier to come off. Leaves less residue behind as well. Nice and clean, nice and easy. So we're just using a bit of brake cleaner just to get the sticky residue off, because those stickers did not want to come off. So obviously the key to when you're sticking anything down is make sure that it is as clean as you can get it beforehand. I mean, these graphics are quite thick, quite high quality, so I imagine they will hide some imperfections quite easily anyway. I mean, some of the thinner ones are really difficult. You get one dust speck under there and you're chasing it, trying to get it out. I've done a few of these here, like I said, not to this level, but the KTM ones, which aren't, I'll be honest with you, are thinner, so they're not quite as good as these. For the road bikes, the ones for the off-road bikes and for the SMCR that KTM make, I have a little feeling MOTO Pro Works make them because they're exactly the same quality as these are. So it's just the road bikes are thinner. So a little bit of experience, but out of everyone here, I'm probably the most inept at doing it, so helping the lead out and getting it done. But I am not a pro. I am not a pro. Exactly, that's it. Like I said, we've had a couple of customers who've done it themselves, and to be fair, you'd think that they'd been applied professionally. So I'm going to whip the seat off it. Not sure if it's going to get in the way, but I thought if I whip it off, at least if I need to get down into any of the fine bits here, it's one less thing to get in the way. And plus the seat cowl does slot underneath the seat slightly, so that will need to be out of the way. Right, I think we'll start at the front, work our way backwards. Start at the easy part. Right, what I'm just going to do is just very lightly do a sort of mock-up. So I'm going to just put them roughly where I want them to be, or where I want them to be, should I say, and just lightly masking tape them down. Just stick her down there. There we go. So that's what the front mud guard's going to look like. Got my squeegee. So it's got an end with a sort of like a felt end on it, so not to scratch, and then a harder side. Now again, some people will peel the backing off in sections. Some people will just go for it. Now with the smaller pieces, I do tend to just peel it off because you've not got lots of material to deal with. So doing it sort of peeling the backing off all at once isn't going to really make any difference, I don't think. Off there. And again, as long as you're not pushing too hard on it, you can always reposition it if you need to. So I'll just lay it down lightly, make sure it's around the curves. I'm happy with it, just give it a push. Always push outwards, so then if there are any bubbles, you're pushing them to the edges. But like I say, with this, the bike's nice and clean. And again, with the graphics being quite thick, I've found with the thinner graphics I've applied, if there are bubbles, they are really hard to get out because they don't move, because the sticker just folds essentially. Whereas with the thicker stuff like this, you can give it a good push. You're not worried about causing any issues, and the bubbles will actually physically move, which is always good. I have applied kits wet before, so wet the surface, put them down. Gives you they don't stick until you push them, so you can move them around. But again, I'm sort of come away from that ever so slightly, just because I've just not felt the need to do it. It was more of a security blanket, so to speak. I could start again, but like I say, with these better quality ones, it's not so bad. One thing I am doing today, which I don't normally have the luxury of doing, is doing this on a bench with a paddock stand. Normally I'm in the showroom, hunched over in funny positions, lying on my back, trying to get them into the small spaces, because obviously we're here on a Sunday today, workshop's closed, no technicians in. Makes life a little bit easier being on a bench, sat upright. I'm going to do this one in sections, so to speak, so I'm not going to peel the entire back in half, because it is in 3 pieces and moves around a bit. I'm just going to peel the back in half, sort of slightly off, so I can line it up, get it where I want it before committing to sticking it down. And again, but the beauty is, because of the way it's cut, I can get the first section down quite easily, nicely, and then I can just rip the back in, and then I can lay it in 3 individual pieces, because of the way that they're cut quite close to the edge there, so I can treat each piece as if it's its own section. Again, just carefully lay that down there, peel that off. There's no other backings in the way. And just give it a bit of a pull, just to pull it straight. And give it a squeege. Same with this bit. Give it a bit of a pull in each corner, just so it's lying dead straight. Just slightly off there. There we go. And again, because they're quite thick graphics, it gives you a little bit of room for manoeuvre, so that was not quite to the as far left I wanted to, so just dragged it and it bunched up a little bit, but then smoothed itself right out. Alright, front mudguard's done. Nice and easy. Alright then. So the headlight section is basically split into 7 pieces. And that section there, so then there and there. So essentially, once it's on the headlight, it's that area, that's how it can look. Alright, I'm going to take the flash screen off. 4 bolts, nice and easy. There we go. Adjust that slightly at the top. So we'll start with this little section here, which has got the nice Italian flag on, like that, little touch. That bit, and then we'll do this section here. Yeah. Go. Again, because they're nice, because they're thick, they go on dead easy. So, like we mentioned in the intro, with MOTO Pro Works, they can personalise your graphics for you. So, a lot of off-road racing teams, motocross teams, enduro teams use them for the graphics, because you can have your name put on them, your flag if you want to, your race number, things like that. You know, J-Moto have got J-Moto in various places, Italian flag. I think that's a really good thing that they do, personally, because again, you can really make your bike your own. They do a number of different finishes, so you can have a gloss finish like what we've got here, a matte finish, to do like a glitter finish, a rainbow glitter finish. They've just released, which I really like, chrome and holochrome base. So they print your design over chrome or holochrome, and then that shines through. It reminds me a bit like an old Pokemon card. And I think that finish, personally, is just out of this world, because it just makes your bike stand out like nothing else. And the way some of the graphics kits are against a certain backings, I think they're going to make some real cool sort of kits for bikes. What we are actually considering doing a couple of the kits on a couple of bikes here that are going to go up for sale. So we're thinking of doing an SMCR kit, as well as one of the kits on the 790 Adventures, because they do kits for quite a wide range of bikes. So they do a lot of enduro, they do a lot of motocross, sort of supermoto kits, as you could imagine. But they do, like I said, they do street kits, so they'll do them for the 790, 890 Duke, the Super Duke cars, these Super Venture S's. as well as the 890 and 790 Adventures and R's and everything. So they do it for a massive range. They are, I was looking on the website the other day, it looks like they are going to start doing helmet wraps as well and stuff like that. So you'll also be able to sort of apply this sort of scheme to your helmet. So if you've got a bike that is, again, like this is going to be completely customized, you can then get your helmet to match, which again I think is a really good thing to do. There you go, headlights done. MOTO Pro Works have just started doing headlight films as well, so we're going to apply quite a light tinted one to it. Now what I would say with these things is just double check sort of with your local authority or what country you're in, if you're watching this somewhere else, just to make sure that these are road legal where you are. Now where we are, this is perfectly road legal and fine, because it doesn't block the headlight beam from its effective, it doesn't change the effectiveness of the headlight beam. So, but just to be safe, just wherever you are, just make sure that this is above board. Watching the tutorial video on this, because this is the first time I've actually done this, it does say to wet the surface, then wet the film. Give it a good push to push as many bubbles out as you can. Get it to the edges, and then very lightly with the heat gun, on a light heat, just give it a right, helps push out the rest of the bubbles, helps keep the edges stuck down. And again, if you did want to change this, it'll come off dead easy. It's not sticky, so to speak. It's not like a decal, so you will be able to get it off and swap it out if you do want a different colour. So again, this is quite a tricky piece to put on because it curves round there, underneath that, but that's not flat, because then you've got a curve there and then it goes down there. So not as simple as it looks, that one again because I think the thicker it should be alright. Yeah, so that's for the tank, goes in there like that. This bit here, which goes there. So I'm just going to wet this one, just again with knowing it's a bit of a difficult spot. Wetting it just gives me a little bit of manoeuvrability with it. It won't stick straight down as soon as I put it down. Now the only downside to wetting it, I found, is it can be a little bit more difficult to get everything to actually stick. But let's say the plus side is it's a bit easier to manoeuvre it into position. So again, we might just have to put a little bit of heat on it just to dry it out and persuade it a little bit. But generally speaking, coming down quite well. And this is part of the reason why we removed the original stickers, original decals, because otherwise I've been messing about now trying to cover up what's already there, and things might not end up sitting where they're supposed to, in aid of trying to hide what was already there. So it's easy just to remove them and have a blank slate to do it on. Boom. There we go, seat cover's done. So this is the Ready to Race vinyl. It's going to live on the inside of the wheel rim. There's one for the front and one for the back. This one's individually cut, so it's on a transfer back in. Right, so all the stickers are now applied, so we're just going to put the seat back on, put the seat cowl on, drop it down, and then you can have a good look at it. Okay, so the graphics are now complete. The bike looks phenomenal. That's our part of this complete, other than obviously ongoing maintenance and looking after JMoto as we always have done. So stay tuned, there's a lot more to come from JMoto with this bike and others, as well as from ourselves. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the rest of it.